Do you truly understand what's happening within you? Or are you just beginning to realize that perhaps you've been chosen for a journey that few can even begin to fathom? In today's video, we're diving into the mysteries of being a chosen one. We'll explore what happens when an inner power starts to rise, calling you towards something greater while simultaneously challenging you on the deepest levels. Are you ready to discover how this journey can transform the way you see yourself and the world around you? Prepare yourself for answers that might completely shift your perspective, while new questions are bound to emerge. After all, the journey of a chosen one is never simple. It's filled with nuances, discoveries, and challenges that shape us. Now let me ask you this. Are you ready to go deeper and confront the truth about your calling? If these words have resonated with you, share your experience in the comments. How has your journey been so far? And if you think this video could help someone you know, share it with them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss content like this. Now tell me, are you ready to uncover what it truly means to be chosen? As we awaken spiritually, something profound begins to unfold. It's not just an internal transformation. It feels as though something shifts in our bodies, our energy, and even the way the world reacts to us. Have you felt that? Maybe the things that once seemed normal now feel out of place, almost disconnected. The first time I noticed this happening within me, I thought I was losing my mind. But over time, I realized these changes were part of a much bigger process. They're not just emotional or spiritual, they affect your physical body as well. Suddenly, my energy felt different, intense, dense, almost difficult to manage. There were moments when I felt completely drained for no apparent reason, and others when I seemed to overflow with an unstoppable force of energy. Then something even stranger began to happen. People around me started to drift away. There was no obvious explanation, but it felt as though my energetic field had shifted so much that they couldn't connect with me anymore. This sense of disconnection can feel heavy, like isolation or as if you're being left behind. But it's precisely at this point that true transformation begins. Being chosen was never about walking an easy path or perfectly aligning with the world around you. It's about accepting that you're on a unique journey where every experience, every sensation, every change serves a higher purpose. As you let go, even your body starts reflecting this evolution. You might notice changes in your skin, your eyes, or even your posture. Your energy becomes more visible, more tangible. At first, this might feel unsettling. You may find yourself wondering why this is happening to you. But I want you to know, these changes are clear signs that you're aligning with something far greater. Your body, mind, and soul are adjusting to support the purpose you've been chosen to carry. Every transformation you're experiencing is a preparation for something beyond what you can check. What many people don't understand is that these changes, while powerful, can also be incredibly challenging. It's normal to feel like you're losing parts of yourself. But the truth is, the opposite is happening. You're shedding everything that no longer serves you. This process is uncomfortable, yes, but it's absolutely necessary. And you know what happens as you change? The world around you reacts. Some people may distance themselves, while others may feel drawn closer. Your energy does not go unnoticed. Often, those who are stuck in old patterns may feel uneasy in your presence. But that's a good thing. It means you're on the right path. If you're experiencing internal and external changes, remember this. You are not alone. Even if it feels like no one understands what you're going through, there's an invisible network of people just like you. Other chosen ones are also walking their own paths of awakening. Each journey is unique, but all are connected by a higher purpose. The most important thing is to embrace these changes. Don't see them as a problem, but as a sign that you're exactly where you need to be. This journey is unique, and every step, no matter how challenging, brings you closer to your purpose. One of the greatest challenges of being a chosen one is the constant feeling of living between two opposing worlds. On one side, there's the spiritual world where you feel a deep connection to something greater, to universal truths that illuminate your soul. On the other side, there's the material world, pulling you into the demands of daily life. This contrast can be confusing and often creates a sense of disconnection, as if you don't belong fully to either space. At the start of my journey, this duality was a major source of anguish. Within me, I felt an immense force, almost like a calling towards something extraordinary. But at the same time, the demands of daily life seemed to hold me back. There was a dissonance between the vastness of what I felt and the limitations of what the world expected from me. It felt as though I was trying to reconcile two incompatible realities. Society seemed full of rules that made no sense to me. There were expectations about how to behave, what to believe, and how to live, all of which were completely misaligned with my essence. I often wondered, how could someone awakening to such profound truths exist in a system so void of purpose? This internal struggle between what I felt was my deepest truth and what the world demanded of me became one of my greatest challenges. I felt out of place, uncomfortable in my own skin, and uncertain in the choices I was making. What made it even harder was that no one seemed to understand what I was going through, and at times I couldn't even find the words to explain it. It was during this phase of conflict that one of the most important lessons of my journey was revealed. Being a chosen one doesn't mean distancing yourself from the material world, but learning to unite the spiritual and the physical. Our mission as chosen ones isn't to abandon life's difficulties or escape the chaos around us. It's about finding ways to manifest our spirituality while facing the challenges of everyday life. The secret lies in balance. When we learn to integrate these two worlds, something incredible happens. We don't have to abandon our responsibilities to live our spirituality. Instead, we can view those responsibilities through new eyes, seeing them as part of our mission. True transformation occurs when we can be a source of light for others, while fully immersed in the challenges and imperfections of daily life. It may seem impossible to find harmony between these two worlds, and I understand. It's easy to feel like the material and spiritual realms are in constant conflict. But the deeper truth is that both coexist within us. When we learn to embrace this duality, we discover a new way of living, navigating wisely between these realities and making choices that honor our spiritual journey while fulfilling our responsibilities in the physical world. Yes, I know this is a challenging process, but over time, I realized that embracing this mission brings a deeper sense of meaning to life. It's not about solving everything at once, but taking small, faithful steps forward. Each challenge we face, each moment of doubt, helps us see the greater purpose behind things, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. Slowly, the internal conflict that once felt like it might break us begins to transform. It shifts from being a burden to becoming a force that propels us forward. Even in the hardest moments, we're reminded that something far greater is guiding and shaping us to fulfill the mission we were called to carry out. Something many of us encounter on the spiritual journey is loneliness. But this loneliness goes beyond physical isolation. It's a deeper feeling of disconnection from those around us. When we begin to awaken to our true purpose, the things that once seemed important start to lose their luster. Suddenly, trivial conversations lack meaning, some friendships no longer resonate, and even interactions with family can feel distant. What once felt like a part of your reality begins to feel empty. This sense of loneliness, as uncomfortable as it may be, is part of the transformation process. It's as though we're being unplugged from what no longer serves us, preparing us for something far greater. Often it feels like we're walking a solitary path, as though no one else can understand what we're experiencing. And I know many of you feel this way. I've felt it too. Even when surrounded by people, it's as if we're existing on a different level, searching for something deeper and more authentic, something that feels just out of reach for those around us. The pain of feeling misunderstood is real, and it must be faced. But what I've learned is that this loneliness is not a failure. It's a transition. It's the empty space that emerges before a great change. We're being called to disconnect from external distractions so we can reconnect with our true essence, with the divine that lives within us. And it's in this moment that the search for meaning begins. You find yourself asking questions that once seemed irrelevant. Why am I here? What is my purpose? How can I align with something greater than myself? These questions lead us on a journey of self-discovery because the answers aren't out there. They're within us. It's in this inner exploration that we start to hear our intuition, trust the voice of our heart, and feel the divine presence guiding every step we take. The emptiness that once felt so overwhelming begins, little by little, to be filled. Not with the presence of other people, but with a deeper connection to the universe, to the divine energy that has always been within us. That's the true power of solitude. It brings us face to face with who we really are. But this journey through loneliness has another purpose: to prepare us to find those who share the same vibration. Because there comes a moment when we realize we're not truly alone. There are other souls awakening, other people going through similar processes. And when we finally meet these companions on the journey, something incredible happens. Conversations deepen, connections become genuine, and the weight of the path becomes lighter. This is the power of a spiritual community. Even though each journey is unique, finding those who understand what we're experiencing feels like taking a deep breath of fresh air after years of suffocation. You're no longer isolated. You're in harmony with others who, just like you, are awakening to something greater. And this connection goes beyond the human dimension. It transcends. It's cosmic, universal. The loneliness you felt was a preparation to reconnect you with the whole, to remind you that you are part of something much greater. When you realize you are an extension of the divine, that sense of isolation begins to lose its grip. And then you understand that you were never truly alone. Everything you sought out there has always been within you. Loneliness was simply the nudge you needed to see that truth. When we begin to understand what it means to be chosen, something profound happens. We connect with our mission, but we also realize that it is far from simple. On the contrary, being chosen requires strength and courage, because this path is filled with challenges that often feel unfair. Many of you have asked yourselves, why me? Why was I called to this? The answer isn't easy, because the mission of a chosen one is unique, yet incredibly demanding. We are not here to walk the easiest path, but to transform the world around us, to bring light into darkness. And that transformation begins within us. Before we can impact others, we must face our own shadows, heal our wounds, and strengthen ourselves from within. As we continue on this path, external challenges inevitably arise. Society, people's expectations, and even our own fears will try to pull us off course. But it is precisely in these moments that our strength is tested. Being chosen isn't about escaping difficulties, but facing them head-on, knowing that every obstacle is part of the process of molding us for something greater. While the world around you remains trapped in old patterns, you feel the call to something far greater, something that resonates with the essence of who you truly are. But answering that call brings its first great obstacle. You become misunderstood. Those around you question your choices, your actions, and even your faith. To them, what you're doing seems strange, out of the ordinary. And that can hurt, because we all desire acceptance. But when you recognize that your role is to bring light where there is darkness, you'll realize that these criticisms lose their power to hurt you. Another powerful challenge lies in the constant process of internal transformation. Being chosen isn't just about inspiring others. It's about facing a profound journey of self-transformation. With every step you take, something within you must be left behind, whether it's limiting beliefs, old patterns, or even relationships that no longer align with your path. And that's painful. Letting go of what was once familiar and comfortable can be terrifying, but it's absolutely necessary for your growth. The feeling of losing parts of yourself is in fact a sign that you're making space for a new version of yourself, one that is more authentic and aligned with your essence. As intense as this may seem, every trial carries a purpose. These challenges that arise on the path are like tests, opportunities to strengthen your faith and your connection with the divine. They are reminders that you're being shaped for something greater, prepared to handle a deeper level of understanding and purpose. And yes, I know it can sometimes feel overwhelming. The journey of a chosen one can be lonely, exhausting, and full of moments of doubt. But these challenges are, in fact, proof that you're on the right path. They don't arise by chance. Every obstacle you face is a stepping stone, a step toward a stronger and more illuminated version of yourself. When you fully embrace your mission, something begins to shift. Slowly, you realize that this journey isn't just about you. By overcoming your own struggles, you become a living example for others. Your experiences, your choices, and the way you face adversities start to inspire those around you. And at this point, your mission truly begins to expand. As you keep moving forward, your energy starts to touch other lives. You'll notice that, without even trying, you're helping others awaken and see their own light. It's in this exchange that the true impact of your mission manifests. The loneliness that once seemed unbearable transforms into a force that connects you with others who are also awakening. This is the culmination of a chosen one's journey. Everything that seemed confusing, all the doubts and challenges, begins to make sense. You realize that nothing was in vain. Every pain, every moment of solitude, every trial you faced was part of a greater plan. It was the necessary preparation for becoming who you are now. And do you know what's most beautiful about this? The final awakening isn't about achieving perfection. It's about accepting that difficulties are part of the journey and learning to face them with courage, trust, and faith. Being chosen doesn't mean living a life without challenges, but using them as tools to grow and align even more with your purpose. When you reach this level of understanding, you connect not only with your personal mission, but with something far greater. That initial loneliness gives way to a deep sense of belonging. You begin to attract people who share the same vibration, who understand your journey, and who are also committed to bringing light into the world. Together, you form a network of light, each contributing uniquely to the greater plan. And something magical happens. The transformation that began within you starts to reflect in the world around you. As you change, the people around you change too. Situations, opportunities, and even environments seem to respond to your new energetic frequency. You realize that, by aligning with your essence, you're positively influencing everything around you. Reaching this point in your journey brings a sense of peace that few can describe. Not because you found all the answers, but because you finally understand that not all questions need to be answered right now. True transformation isn't about solving every mystery, but about learning to trust the process and the divine wisdom guiding your steps. You realize you've become a channel for something much greater, something that transcends doubts and fears. And even knowing that new challenges may arise, there's an unshakable certainty that you're exactly where you're meant to be, fulfilling the purpose you were called to. This is the beauty of awakening. It's not a final destination, but a constant evolution. Each new day brings another opportunity for growth. Every experience becomes a step toward a fuller version of who you truly are. You are not just a chosen one anymore. Now, you also become a guide, someone who can illuminate the path for others who are just beginning their journeys. The final awakening is not the end of your walk, but the beginning of a new phase. It's a point where the wisdom and understanding you've gathered along the way transform into actions and words that impact the world around you. This is the moment when your light not only brightens your own life, but also inspires others to rise, awaken, and embark on their journeys of transformation. And now, after everything we've shared here, I want to know, how have you been navigating the challenges of your journey? Do you identify with these transformations? Do you feel like you're experiencing something similar? I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments, because by sharing our stories, we help each other grow and find meaning in this journey. If you feel this content could help others better understand their experiences, share this video with them. Together, we can spread this message of awakening, connection, and transformation to those who need it most. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. We'll continue diving deep into the themes of the journey of the chosen and exploring how this transformation impacts our lives and the world around us. Thank you for being here with me until the end. Your presence matters, and your journey is unique. Until the next video, and remember, you are never alone. The universe is always by your side, guiding and celebrating every step you take toward your purpose.